Prime Minister has reached Assam to take stock of the situation in the riot-torn state. Also, to pacify Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi, who's blamed the centre for escalating tensions in the state. Gogoi's comments came ahead of the Prime Minister's visit to Kokrajhar today, blaming centre's inability to react immediately. Gogoi had said, "It is my responsibility to get normalcy back in the area. Had there been more forces there, the situation could have been controlled. I did not have sufficient forces. I requested the centre, but they have requirements across the country. So I cannot do anything there. It takes time to make these movements." What the central government has now done is that shifted blame to the army, saying that commanders in the northeast took too much time over bureaucratic procedures and did not react quickly enough. They waited for clearance to come in from the MOD, and that meant that the tensions continued to rise in the state and created the entire strife, or rather the situation where 4 lakh people have been displaced from their homes. You have to remember, a total of 90 companies of Central Armed Police Force have been sent to aid Assam Police. The dispute ranges over centre's failure to take timely action. While the centre had rushed 14 companies immediately, the request for 56 more wasn't met, or at least immediately. The army clarified that it had to await MOD clearances. The Chief Secretary looking into the matter wrote to the Home Secretary and Defence Secretary. Home Secretary R.K. Singh, however, has categorically maintained that the state government was not at fault for any delay in correspondence. The total deployment now rests at 12 companies at Kokrajhar, 9 at Chirang, 4 at Dhubri. A total of 13 columns of army are presently deployed in Assam. So the news at the moment is coming in from Guwahati, where the Prime Minister has landed and he will now proceed to Kokrajhar. Manogya joins us from Kokrajhar outside a relief camp, where she's been giving us details on how it's being spruced up, while other people in camps across the state are living in inhuman conditions. First up though, we'll talk about the blame game that is going on. And Manogya, is the Prime Minister expected to meet Tarun Gogoi, where he's going to calm him down and try and apportion blame? Because we already know that the central government has shifted the blame onto the army for not reacting quickly enough. But obviously, Tarun Gogoi has to be pacified as well here before the Prime Minister can get to work as to what he's actually supposed to do and take stock of the situation in the ethnic strife-torn state.
Siddharth, it's an irony that when the same party is ruling in the state and at the centre, the Prime Minister has to come down and meet the Chief Minister and also pacify him. But there are 2 realities to it. The first stands that Prime Minister has been elected, is an elected representative from Assam, so it happens to be his home constituency. And secondly, that Prime Minister is visiting Assam to meet the victims who are here of the communal violence that we've seen, of the ethnic violence that we've seen in past so many days, which the Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi says that is just conflict of interest. Perhaps it was the initial downplaying of the Chief Minister that led to the crisis spiral up at this situation, and now the blame game begins between the centre and the state, saying that it is the centre at fault and the centre blaming the army that it is army at fault. We spoke to the army people who also said that army is never initially asked for when it comes to communal violence, but there are certain categories that needs to be approved, after which army movement is approved for any of such kind of violence. And this was the same case in Assam, and considering the sensitivity of the international border also, army was finally moved in by MOD. Now whether it was a delayed procedure or not is yet to be identified and is yet to be probed into, but the delay on the part of the administration is what has led to a displacement of 4 lakh people in the area.